You guys want to know why I decided to come back into the military at the age of 30? Stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jerry.
Sheila. Tú dices, and Sheila, tú dices, esa es my wife, Sheila. Y ahora tú changes.
No, that was correct. You stopped. You
No,
messed it up. No, I messed up. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jerry.
And Sheila.
And this is my wife, Sheila. And today, I'm about to be talking to y'all about the reason why I decided to come back into the military, into the Army at the age of 30. All right, everybody. My wife's with us right now. She's getting ready to leave. She's going to return at the end of the video. And then we'll go ahead and rejoin after I finish telling y'all about my experience. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. I'm back. I'm here to talk to y'all about why I decided to join the military at the age of 30. In my previous videos, we talked about the things that led me to come back in. The main reason was I had one child and another one on the way, and so I didn't have health insurance. So therefore, it was imperative to do something that could allow me to get health insurance for my family. So what happened was, once I did that and I finally got back in, things were a little bit different. But like I said, I was like the old guy coming in at the age of 30. I did not have to redo basic. I did have to go and change my job, and I became a 77 Fox, which is now a 92 Fox, a refueler, which we refuel vehicles and aircrafts. So my first duty station after I completed my AIT was in Korea. It was at the Camp Humphreys, Korea. And I stayed there for about 2.5 years, and I was in aviation. Aviation was cool. We did a lot of different things, and I'm telling y'all, it was one of the best decisions that I made. From a health insurance standpoint and a money standpoint, it was awesome because my family was living in Hawaii, and I was getting extra money for them living there, COLA, and I was also getting extra money for being in Korea. So it was like a win-win situation. After that, our unit got disbanded and we had to move to Fort Hood, Texas. Fort Hood, Texas was cool. It was nice. I didn't have any problems with it. I was there for 5 years. The only problem I had was the deployments. And so with these deployments came a lot of time away from family. And so during that time, when I came back in, it was in 2002. And I'm telling y'all, that was right after 9/11 happened in the United States. And it was just a time where everybody was on edge and war was a must. So I was in Fort Hood for probably less than a year, and we got deployed to Iraq. We originally were supposed to be out deployed for 12 months, but they extended it to 15 months. I'm telling y'all, the long tours are crazy. And after that, we came back to Fort Hood for a year, and then we went right back to Iraq. Like I said before, the war was crazy. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of dysfunction, trying to figure out what happened with 9/11 and things like that. Even though we found out later it wasn't in Iraq, the problem was in Afghanistan, and that's where we should have been focusing on in the first place, but that's a different story for a different day. So within that situation, it was cool, had a good time, seen a lot, did a lot when it comes to those deployments, I'm telling you. And I actually had a total of 4 deployments. I told you about the 2 Iraq. I also did a long tour in Afghanistan for 12 months. It was at 5 Shank is what it was called, and I'm telling y'all, if anybody knows anything about 5 Shank, back then in the year of, when was I there? In 2012, I'm telling you, it was crazy. Man, I'm just glad that I was able to return home alive and be able to continue to live my life as a military guy. One thing that I decided to do once I got back was I was trying to get promoted. And promoted just means I was trying to make it to the next higher rank. And so what I did was, at the age of 39, your boy decided to go airborne. Yeah, airborne. And this was in Fort Benning, Georgia. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. I don't know what I was thinking, but I knew that I needed to do something to put myself above my peers, and I knew there wasn't a lot of airborne fuelers, so why not go ahead and knock that thing on out? So I was doing a lot, trying to figure it out. I finally got approval to go. It was straight. It was very exhausting. I'm gonna give y'all a couple things that I had to do to make it through airborne. When I tell y'all airborne training was very strenuous and difficult, it was, I'm telling you. I was also air assault. And I did that back in Hawaii when I first came in back in 1993. But some people say, oh, air assault training is a lot harder than airborne. I totally disagree, especially at the age of 39. We used to do a lot of running, jumping, a lot of different things before we even started jumping out of airplane. And I'm telling you, every night I had to get ice and ice both of my knees because I had swelling in both my knees. So I had to do certain things to just make it through that airborne training, because they just train you over and over and over again, doing the same type of things, jumping, running. And we ran everywhere. We ran, but of course they call it the airborne shuffle. So it was very slow, but it was still running. And we did this every day just to prepare us to be able to jump out of plane. And I'm telling you, that training was very strenuous, especially for myself. Some people might have a different story on what they felt about it. But like I said, and if y'all do, leave a comment below. But for me, at the age of 39, it was tough. But I tell y'all, by the grace of God, I made it. I had my 5 jumps, jumped out the plane, did what I had to do, and I was good. And at the time I was stationed at Fort Bragg. So I guess I can rewind it a little bit and say, when I was in Fort Bragg, I was one of the few that didn't have airborne because I was in an airborne unit. So that was another reason that led me to say, hey man, let me go ahead and get my airborne wings so that I can be a leader. Because everybody that comes in that unit, the young soldiers, they had to go to airborne school. So for me, I felt like it was kind of hypocritical to tell them to go to airborne school, but I didn't have my airborne wings. So I went ahead and knocked it on out. And that was another reason why I did it. But it was cool. I had a good time. All right, so fast forwarding on to me going to Fort Lee, Virginia and becoming an instructor. Everything was straight. I had a good time. No more deployments at that time. But then I wanted to stay there. I wanted to stay at Fort Lee for the remainder of my career, but I ended up getting caught up. They sent me an email while I was on leave and they said, hey, we're sending you to Kansas, at Fort Riley, Kansas. And yes, I'm from Kansas, but Fort Riley, Kansas is no thank you, no bueno, no thank you. Nobody wanted to go to Fort Riley, Kansas. It was in the middle of nowhere. Nobody wanted to be there and I didn't want to go. So I called the people that was in charge of putting you places. I said, hey, I cannot go to Fort Riley. And they were like, hey, you didn't respond to the email to tell us that where you didn't want to go. And so therefore you gotta go. And I'm like, man, come on. Is there anything else you can do for me? Come on, help me out, do what you gotta do. And they were like, are you airborne? I said, yes, I'm airborne. We can send you back to Fort Bragg, which was kind of close to where I was living. So about 2 hours away. So I said, okay, no problem. We'll go ahead and do it. And so I went ahead and moved down there. The family stayed in Virginia and I was down there solo to finish out my last 2 years. And within those last 2 years, I got deployed to Syria for 7 months. And Syria was okay. I had a decent job. I was able to do a lot of traveling. Like I said, we traveled in armored SUVs and it was cool. We were able to wear civilian clothes sometimes, and I was able to do a lot of purchasing and things of that nature for the country, for the good people, not the bad people, to help them improve their way of life. All right, so after I finished Syria and I was getting ready to retire, it was time for me to exit. I said, this is it. I'm at 21 years, I'm done. This was in 2020 when COVID hit. I said, yeah, I can't do this no more. So after that, I hung it up, got out the military, retired. It was great, life was good. And then I ended up getting a divorce. And after my divorce, I said, you know what, time for a change. My boy, as I told the story before, my boy said, hey, let's go to Dominican Republic. I didn't know a lot about it. Once I decided to get my passport and come to Dominican Republic, the rest is history. Basically, I'm remarried, living my best life with my wife and our family, enjoying the weather, the scenery, and everything in between. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and bring my wife back in. All right, everybody.
I'm back.
She's back. All right, so in closing, we talked about why I joined the military at the age of 30, talked about some of my experiences while I was in and what led me up to retirement. I'm telling y'all, this is a great feeling to be able to retire from the military. I'm telling you, it was not easy at all. It was very challenging and trying at times. I had to bite my tongue a lot. I had to say, hey, but I made it through with a little bit of medicine, you know what I'm saying? I made it through. So, but nah, I'm joking. So it was a great experience. Everything was straight, but now I am retired. I am living in Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Este with my wife and family. I still continue to travel back and forth to the United States to visit my other kids, but this is my home. So that's what it is. And we are here and we are going to continue to make these videos. We ask y'all that y'all please continue to watch our videos, share our videos, like our videos. And this is what we need to continue to get this channel to the next level. And we appreciate y'all. Stay easy, stay breezy. No correct. Keep it easy, keep it breezy, and we out.